The Boston Celtics are renowned for their dominance in NBA history, particularly during the 1960s and 1980s. As we look back on the history of the NBA, there are certain players who are remembered not only for their statistics, but also for the intangibles that made them truly great. One such player is George Gervin, a Hall of Famer who played primarily for the San Antonio Spurs in the 1970s and 1980s. Known as the Iceman, Gervin was a scoring machine, leading the league in scoring 4 times and earning 9 All-Star appearances during his career. But what truly set him apart was his unique playing style and the intangible qualities that made him one of the greatest players of his era. One of the things that made Gervin so special was his smooth and effortless scoring ability. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches, he was known for his silky smooth jump shot and scoring touch around the basket. He was a prolific scorer who could light up the scoreboard in a variety of ways, whether it was pulling up for a jumper, driving to the basket, or finishing in transition. His scoring prowess was unmatched, and he was a nightmare for defenders to try and stop. But beyond his scoring ability, Gervin was also known for his creativity and flair on the court. He had a unique style of play that was a joy to watch, with a smoothness and elegance that was unmatched by any other player of his time. He had a certain grace and finesse to his game that made him stand out among his peers, and he was a player who could make the game look easy. Another intangible quality that set Gervin apart was his competitiveness and drive to win. He was a fierce competitor who always gave his best effort on the court, and he had a competitive fire that burned bright every time he stepped onto the hardwood. He was a leader who led by example, and his work ethic and dedication to the game were second to none. He was the type of player who always wanted the ball in his hands when the game was on the line, and he never shied away from the spotlight. Off the court, Gervin was also a role model and mentor to many young players coming up in the league. He was known for his professionalism and class, and he always conducted himself with dignity and respect. He was a player who understood the impact he could have on others, and he took that responsibility seriously. He was a leader in the community and a positive influence on those around him, and his legacy lives on to this day. In conclusion, George Gervin was much more than just a great basketball player. He was a player who embodied the intangibles of greatness, and he left a lasting impact on the game of basketball. His scoring ability, creativity, competitiveness, and leadership set him apart from his peers and made him a truly special player. He will always be remembered as one of the all-time greats in NBA history, not just for his statistics, but for the intangible qualities that made him a true legend of the game.